we see, Zeus get back in action with his lightning bolts, and he starts lightning bolting the Titans, and the uh, Titans end up uh, Titans end up walking back to they're mostly retreating back through Mount Olympus, and Hades is like, guys, get your Olympic butts in gear, and take care of Zeus. And what I love is, and then there's a great scene where Pegasus shows up and blows out Hades' hair, and Hades like, "Oh, is my hair out?" And he says, "Oh, my hair out." Hercules takes, and I love the fact Hercules takes the tornado Titan and waves it around like it's like he just don't care. And it sucks up the other three Titans into a bowl. He whips it around with it around and throws it back into the cosmos, and it blows off in this great big supernova. Um, then Hercules and Zeus have a kind of a really good father son moment where Hercules says, uh, but father son moment where they kind of, high five each other after destroying the Titans. And Hades says, I have one consolation prize for you, and she's dying to see me. So, see you. And then he just kind of realizes, oh yeah, I forgot about Meg. And so he goes and races to Meg's Meg's body, but but he doesn't make it in time because the fates use the thread of light and use their scissors to cut the thread, and uh, uses the string of life to cut the threads. Uh, her. And I like how basically Hades says, "Don't forget about Mag." She's basically on her deathbed. Hercules heads down back to Mag, while Mag is about to basically die because the Fates see her and their little orb, and they take the thread of life, and we see them go up, and it cuts the thread, and Hercules doesn't make it in time. And so, uh, and and Phil is watching over Meg before she ends up dying. We see Hercules try his best to get to Meg as the Fates scissors are about to um, cut the thread of life from Meg, because it has to get right in the middle, and the thread is cut, and Meg dies, and he barely makes it. And Phil looks at him and says, she's gone." And he just weeps over her. And then Meg, "Oh, can't believe you're gone." And Phil says, "I'm sorry, kid. There's just some things you cannot change." And then Hercules says, "Yes, I can." And then And then and then we're back in the underworld with Hades, and Hades is still pissed as he should be because all the Titans couldn't get um, couldn't get couldn't destroy Zeus, and he burns his whole like chessboard up, and he says, and he's like, it's all it is. And he basically blames Meg for going noble on them and on him, and then we see the three-headed dog that was at the beginning of the at the beginning of the film. Hercules is riding him, and he's asked where's Meg going, and he asks her to let her go. And then this is a scene where uh, Meg's soul has been swimming in the river of death, where basically all the souls go to swim through eternity in the underworld. And he sees the soul of Meg, and he just goes, and Hercules goes and reaches for her. And and it's just a cool. I like the concept of the underworld being sort of a river, the river of the dead, and they just float for eternity. And the fact that when he takes his hands and puts it in the water, it's sort of kind of a Greek, not a Greek, water. His hands turn old and decrepit. Hades says Meg's running with a new crowd. Hercules gets an idea, and he says, "You like making deals, don't you?" And he says, why don't you take me instead of Meg in Meg's place?" And I like how Hades says, basically, the son of my hated rival swimming in a caution of death. And he says, going once, going twice. Okay, okay, sold. You go. Meg stays. You go. And she you go.